and welcome to our kids service. We're so excited for you to see everything that we have for you. But before we do that, we need you to stand up, make some room, because we're going to jump into some worship.
Generations falling down in worship to sing the song of ages to the Lamb. And all who've gone before us and all who will believe will sing the song of ages to the Lamb. Your name is the highest, your name is the greatest, your name stands above them all thrones and dominions, all powers and positions, your name stands above them all, and the angels cry, holy, our creation cries. Sing the song forever to the Lamb.
everyone. It's so great to see you. Today we're kicking off our summer full of fun. We're gonna live it out this summer as we discover how to love like Jesus. When I think of summer, I think of the bright sunshine. I think of hanging out with my friends. I think of going to the beach. Where's my pool noodle? Where's my, wow. Whew. Wow, really, that's how I feel about our time here in Kids each week. It's kind of like we're having the best summer together. Oh, all right, we're gonna go to the beach later. This summer, we're learning what it means to love like Jesus, to live out our faith. When we think and act like Jesus, we will love others really well. We'll treat others the way we want to be treated, just like Jesus showed us how to do. Let's start our day out with a game. It's called NIrV. So I'm gonna do an action and you copy me exactly like a mirror, okay? Are you ready? Here we go, pay close attention, just like a mirror, okay? Great job, everyone. You had to watch me very carefully to copy me, right? That's how we live like Jesus. We spend time watching what he did and we try to follow him. So before we get more into that idea today, let's start with our big answer. What is the big answer? Well, it's the answer to the big question. This is the question you should get from that important adult in your life. And that is, what did you learn in Kids Church today? Our big answer for today is live like Jesus. Our memory verse for this series comes from the book of Philippians, and it says, as you deal with one another, you should think and act as Jesus did. That's Philippians 2:5. Today we're going to look at a passage from a letter written by the Apostle Paul. Paul went to visit a place called Philippi after he had seen a vision from God. There, Paul started a brand new church. Paul and his friend Silas were thrown in prison for talking about Jesus, but then they were freed after God sent an earthquake. Whoa, that would have been scary. Paul left the city soon after he got out of prison, but the Philippian church continued to support him. Later, Paul was put in prison again for, you guessed it, talking about Jesus. When he was in prison, Paul sent a letter to the church in Philippi. Paul wrote this letter to the Philippians because he really hoped that they could grow and learn to live even more like Jesus. Paul gave the Philippians this incredible wisdom for how to treat each other. Check it out. This is what he said. As you deal with one another, you should think and act as Jesus did. Wow. Paul wrote that our work is to think the way Jesus would think and do what Jesus would do. We should live like Jesus showed us how to live. Paul went on to explain exactly how Jesus lived. In Philippians 2:6-7, this is what he wrote. In his very nature, he was God. Jesus was equal with God, but Jesus didn't take advantage of that fact. Instead, he made himself nothing. He did this by taking on the nature of a servant. Jesus is God's son with every bit of God's power, but Jesus chose to set all of that aside to take on the limits of a human being. Like us, Jesus got tired. Like us, he got hungry. He probably needed some snacks. He got thirsty. He needed to drink water just like us. But Jesus put others, everyone, ahead of his own needs and wants. In Paul's letter, he went on to say this about Jesus. He was made just like human beings. He appeared as a man. He was humble and obeyed God completely. He did this even though it led to his death. Even worse, he died on a cross. Oh man, Jesus gave up his own life to take the consequences of our sin, of the things we've done that go against what he wants. He was buried, but 3 days later, he came back to life. Through Jesus' death and resurrection, he made it possible for us to be restored to relationship and live forever with God. With all of that in mind, living like Jesus can seem impossible. I mean, if Jesus is God's son. He lived a perfect life. He showed God's love perfectly. But here's the amazing thing. God knows that we can't just try harder and automatically think and act like Jesus. Learning to live like Jesus takes your whole life. But you can start the journey anytime. The first step is simply to choose to follow Jesus, to tell God that you want to turn away from living for yourself and start living like Jesus. But you can't live like Jesus until you know Jesus, and you get to know him by spending time with him. The best place to start is by discovering the amazing things Jesus did. You can read or listen to the stories of Jesus' life by reading the Bible. The first 4 books of the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, tell all about the things Jesus said and did. You can read the Bible for yourself or ask somebody to read it with you. You can even listen to the Bible with an app. You can spend time with Jesus simply by taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and ask Jesus to be with you and guide you. You can also spend time with Jesus when you gather with friends who love him too. Jesus said that when people are gathered together, talking and thinking about him, he's there in a very special way. Back when a lot of adults in your life were growing up, there were these bracelets that were really popular to wear. They look like this. They say WWJD on them. Can you guess what that stands for? Right. What would Jesus do? We know what Jesus would do because it's what Jesus said is most important. And it's also what he showed with the way he lived here on earth. He showed us how to love God and love others. And with the help of God's Spirit, we can live like Jesus did and show his love to the people around us. With Jesus, we can help change the whole world. We can start by getting to know Jesus and spending time with him. You know what happens when you start hanging out with someone a whole lot? You start to say the same stuff. You maybe even start to like the same stuff or get the same ideas. That's what happens when you spend time getting to know Jesus. You start to think and act more like Jesus. And that's really great news, especially since we know that we can trust God no matter what. We don't have to do it on our own. When we stay connected to Jesus, God can actually work inside of us to change the world around us. Remember what Paul reminded the Philippians? As you deal with one another, you should think and act as Jesus did. That's our memory verse for this month. Let's all work to memorize it so that we can show Jesus' love and live it out every day. When you spend time with Jesus, over time you'll become more and more like Jesus on the inside. And as you allow God's Spirit to work through you, it will become easier and more natural to act like Jesus as you respond to others. You'll become more peaceful, encouraging, accepting, forgiving, caring, all those things. You'll start to do what our big answer says, live like Jesus. All right, I'm gonna get my summer started with a trip to the beach. Ooh, do you guys think I should bring this for sure? All right, guys, see you next week.
It's time for Memory Verse Breakdown!
Hey kids, today we're going to break down this week's memory verse. Are you ready? Okay, here's this week's memory verse. Think you've got it? Try saying it out loud. All right, let's take some words away. You think you still got it? Try saying it out loud again. All right, let's bring those words back in and see how you did. Did you get it right? Awesome! Well, that's this week's memory verse breakdown. How'd you do?
Memory Verse Breakdown!
It's a real scorcher today. Do you guys know the best way to keep cool when it's this hot? Yes, you're correct. Water is extremely important. And, yes, staying inside in the air conditioning helps as well. But what is the best tasting way to stay cool? I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream is my #1 favorite treat to eat when it's hot outside. But I've got a problem. I've got 12 delicious-looking ice cream cones here. The problem is, only 6 are actually delicious. You see, 2 of them are chocolate, my favorite. 2 of them are vanilla, tasty. And 2 of them are strawberry, also yummy. There are also 2 liver-flavored cones. Ew. 2 ranch dressing-flavored cones. Yuck. And 2 salmon-flavored cones. Gross! Why is that even a thing? Anyway, I need your help to sort them out. I've got some Bible trivia questions here, and the answers are gonna be written on the good-tasting ice cream cones. The super gross cones, however, will have wrong answers written on them. So, if you can get the answers right, we can find all 6 tasty ice cream cones. If not, I may end up taking a big bite of salmon ice cream. Yuck. Think you can help me out? Oh, great! Here's the first question. What is the first book in the New Testament? Matthew or Mark? Shout out the answer if you know what it is. Okay, time's up. Matthew is the correct answer. We found one of the delicious chocolate cones and got rid of one of the gross liver-flavored cones. Ew. Great work, everyone. Let's try another. Who was given a coat of many colors in the book of Genesis? Noah or Joseph? Shout out the answer if you know it. Time is up. Who said Joseph? You're correct. Nice job. 2 down, 4 to go. Who marched around the city of Jericho 7 times? Samuel or Joshua? Shout out the answer if you know it. Time's up. Joshua is the correct answer. Well done. You found one of each flavor now. Only 3 questions left. Who was king of Israel before David? Saul or Samson? Shout out the answer if you know who it is. Okay, time's up. Who got it right and said Saul? Great job! You found the other delicious chocolate ice cream cone. All right, you've only got 2 cones left to find. Which of these books of the Bible tells about when Jesus was born? Luke or Job? Shout out the answer if you know it. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is Luke. Well done, everybody. There's just one more strawberry cone we need to figure out. Which of these women became a queen? Ruth or Esther? Shout out the answer if you know who it is. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is Esther. Nice work! You found all of the good ice cream cones. Thanks for helping me with that. Now, if you'll excuse me, someone needs to eat these cones before they melt.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Before you leave, have that important adult in your life go to lifechurchgreenbay.com/kids, where you can grab our Kids Connect card. There you can discuss our big answer, memory verse, and even more. We love you so much. Have a great week.